Folklore is a traditional story of a community passed through generations by word of mouth. Failure is a common theme in these types of stories. People like to bond over each other's disasters. This is one of those stories. There are so many expressions to do with silence, most of them negative. Wall of silence, deafening silence, stunned silence, dead silence.
So, how did I end up on stage, in my underwear, drowning in a sea of silence? To find the answer to this question, I've been digging around into old Facebook conversations. One conversation pinpointed the birth of Chimponobo. The conversation happened after I watched a former colleague perform a musical comedy gig. Let me read the message to you. Hi Sophie, great show. Singing, comedy, you can do it all. You inspired me to write a show. Of course, I can't sing and I have no musical talent. It will be called Chimponobo. And she said, he. I really hope you start writing, Damien. If I can do it, anyone can. Well, not anyone, but you have a vague comic appeal. Yes, do it. And upon those two simple words, do it, Chimponobo was born. But maybe I should have looked up the meaning of the word vague before getting too excited about her advice. I had visions of Chimponobo taking the comedy world by storm. I took a comedy course. I got one of my best friends to be the other half of Chimponobo, the bonobo bit. I wanted to be the chimpanzee. I reworked the script over and over again. We practiced it over and over again until I felt we had a masterpiece. The shows were booked, and my comedy teacher gave me one last piece of advice. And he said, remember, they think they've seen it all, but they haven't seen you yet. Slay 'em. We definitely got slayed.
Chimponobo. Well, that was interesting.
So, I think you're still sad about it, and I'm sorry.
Should I be remembering what this is?
Chimponobo was when you were launching your career in comedy.
Yeah, I do. It was your Melbourne comedy show.
You worked very hard on your script, and I know you tried to rehearse, but I think we kept getting drunk instead of rehearsing. Whoops. Anyway.
You wore a strange mask, and we did a comedy show, and we crashed and burned incredibly badly. And I played guitar incredibly badly.
It was just a terrible crowd. It wasn't that you guys weren't funny.
I remember seeing your butt.
How could you not think this is funny? This is very cool.
I thought it was quite good actually. I enjoyed how weird it was, but I do remember the room were kind of sitting there after your performance in a state of shock. Like people were just like
I don't know what to do.
Oh no, that's right. The compere literally didn't diss anyone else who performed that day, except for us, to say, yeah, and they practiced that.
I don't know, maybe just needed a little bit more rehearsal. Maybe the world just wasn't ready for chimponobo. Maybe it was just too controversial. Maybe people just, I don't know, they just didn't have their minds open to your weird comedy.
But I liked it. I kind of thought it was like weird, quirky humour.
And then there was like one random afterwards that said, I thought you were funny. And then we decided to try to hang our hats on that, and it didn't work. We realised we were shit.
And I hope that chimponobo, and at least I hope the mask still lives on.
I regret nothing.
That wasn't quite the end of the story. My dreams of comedy stardom were shattered forever. We drank some beer to drown our sorrows, and I cancelled the next gig straight away. Chimponobo never performed again. Or will they? So, should chimponobo be reborn? I'll leave it up to you. You can either vote in the poll in this YouTube video, or head over to English Riot and you can read the original chimponobo script and then leave a comment saying either yes or no. This time, there'll be no silence. Come on. Thank you.